another day. We're on the way to Hall's Peak, but I think we're gonna do a quick stopover at Metz Gorge. I don't think I've ever been there. Soaring over the dramatic Metz Gorge, we witness the remarkable legacy of one of New South Wales' most significant gold mining operations. Below us lies the historic Bakers Creek mine, where the steep walls plunge 490 meters into the gorge, with the mine shafts extending an incredible 610 meters further below the surface. This rugged landscape, 30 kilometers east of Armidale, tells a story of ambition and engineering marvel. The remnants of steam-powered tramways that once transported precious ore up these precipitous slopes still scatter the gorge walls. During its heydays, this area yielded an impressive 15,600 kilograms of gold, along with substantial antimony and tungsten deposits. Today, this historic site is far from dormant. New life stirred in these ancient tunnels as Lazer Resources prepares to restart operations, with production planned for early 2026. The project will combine both open pit and underground mining methods, breathing fresh air into this historic mining precinct. This modern chapter in Metz Gorge's mining history promises to continue the area's rich legacy of mineral extraction, blending historical significance with contemporary mining techniques. From Metz Gorge, we made our way to the historic mining town of Hillgrove. Once a bustling gold mining settlement, the old school building now serves as a museum, preserving the town's remarkable story. At its peak in the late 1800s, Hillgrove was home to thousands, drawn by the promise of gold and antimony in these rugged gorges. The museum's display offers fascinating insights into both mining operations and daily life during Hillgrove's heyday. Particularly interesting is a collection of early refrigeration technology, from various models of Colgate safes to kerosene-powered fridges, showing how these pioneering families managed to preserve food in the harsh Australian climate. While not necessary for survival, it sure would have made life a hell lot easier and more convenient. Having a look at the Hillsgrove cemetery. I don't know about you, I do like these old cemeteries. Walking among the weathered headstones in the town cemetery, you can't help but notice how many lives were cut short. Young miners climbed by accidents, children taken by disease, and families torn apart by unforgiving conditions of frontier life. Some graves, recently restored through community efforts, serve as a silent witness to Hillgrove's golden age, when the town's population rivaled Armidale's. By 1921, the deep mines had become too costly to operate, and most of the town's buildings were dismantled and moved elsewhere. What remains today is a powerful reminder of the true cost of gold, measured not just in ounces, but in human lives. We're just in the Styx River State Forest, driving towards Hall's Peak. Must be a bit of logging going on, quite a bit of heavy machinery, a lot of the side tracks are graded and decided to air down a little bit. It is fairly rough. I'm going to take these now off, the caps. I set that to hopefully 30, we'll see how that works. And let's see. I need the grub screw because you can't leave the grub screw on for these ones, but I really like that these are quick release, so you don't have to screw them on. And yeah, iCheck TPMS provided them to me, but I've used them on the Fraser trip. I really like it, especially together with a tire pressure monitor. Obviously my alarm now goes off here because all the sensors are loose. Okay, I can switch it off now, the alarm. Last one here, back in the car. 25, 26, 26. So that's good. We leave it as it. After leaving Hillgrove, we headed to Halls Peak Campground. We headed towards the gated Halls Peak Campground in the Oxley Wild Rivers State Conservation Area. Yeah, the steepest I've seen was 32 degrees, which is not too shabby. The gated access requires pre-booking, and what follows is one of New South Wales' most dramatic descents. Over just 3.56 kilometers, the trek drops an impressive 632 meters. That's like driving down a 200-story building. Yeah, that is steep. Yeah, 36 degrees, okay. While well maintained, the trek demands respect, especially through its sharp hairpin turns. Its gradient alone rules out any trailers attempting the journey. For Bastian, still finding his feet in four-wheel driving, this would be his most challenging descent yet. The campground sits in a beautiful valley along the Chandler River, and we were lucky to have it almost to ourselves.
Oh my god. So, that was a nice drive in. Like it.
Yes, steepest you've driven, I would think, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
But now we've got to find a camp spot we want, because the one I booked, unseen, is probably the second worst. The worst one I've seen is all sloped, and it would be horrible. So anyway, let's have a look what we find, dry off a bit. It just showed once more that this whole pre-booking system, in my opinion, is just horrible. Anyway, we were here midweek and there was only one other person in a camp spot, only for one night. So we just chose the camp spot we liked and hoped that no one else would rock up. We chose a spot right on the river's edge, which also gave us the clear sky visibility needed for testing Starlink in the steep gorge. Though this meant setting up camp in full sun, my SupaPeg Rapid Wing Delux awning came to the rescue, providing plenty of shade throughout our stay. Now guys, Halls Peak down here. Obviously zero reception. We're in the middle of a gorge. I'm keen to see whether I can get Starlink here. That will be interesting. Okay. Yes. Look at these. I'm just using Facebook here for demonstration purposes. But I think we want to stay actually a day longer. And that means we can book here now. We also have a shitty camp spot. I mean, this whole booking without knowing where you book is just a joke. Given it was a 35-degree day, there was a lot of swimming going on. I gotta say, these ranks probably in my top 3 or top 5 of best river campgrounds in New South Wales. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comment section. So now the whole unit restarted. I set it to Cena mode and everything went black and the whole thing restarted. So definitely something wrong with this here. Basti, what's for dinner?
Leftover. And some bread with salad and salami and stuff. And our trout. Smoked trout that we got.
Have a look at Bastian's back.
Yeah.
And then maybe in a year's time or so.
6 months.
6 months? Another compelling reason for our riverside position was the unobstructed view of Halls Peak, and it didn't disappoint. As the sun sets, the massive cliff face transforms through a palette of colors, creating a breathtaking backdrop. Preparing dinner around the campfire while these majestic peaks loomed above, then waking to their golden morning glow, it's a kind of campsite that reminds you why you go bush in the first place. 7 o'clock here at Hall's Peak. It was a beautiful warm night. Weather forecast said a lot of dew in the morning, but there is 0. Wow, it was just beautiful. And we'll see what the day brings. We stay another day here and explore a bit, see what is around. It's time for, I don't even know, I think a 3 or 4 year update of the SupaPeg awning, which, I have now with me for many, many years. I actually have 2 of them, but this is the one which I always have on the car. It's a 260 awning or whatever they are called. And I just thought I'd give you a run around. I mean, given that I still have it after all that time, it means I do like it, because otherwise I would have already replaced it. Overall, really good awning, manufactured in Brisbane, so Australian made, very good Australian canvas. I look after my stuff, so I try not to pack it in the wet, but this awning has seen quite a bit of rain, and it has no mold on it, so that is all perfect. What do I like about it? First of all, Australian made, the Australian canvas. I really like the straps here, which unfortunately it only comes with 1 or 2. I find them much better than normal guy ropes. I like how the workmanship is. Overall a very good awning, but nothing is perfect. So there's 1 or 2 things I found which annoys me a tiny little bit. So let me show you that. During heavy storms, I noticed rain tracking down the poles and dripping into the sheltered area, especially when creating a good angle for water runoff. While it's not a frequent issue, a simple O-ring at the pole ends would probably solve these. Something SupaPeg maybe should include to prevent water tracking in heavy downpours. It hasn't annoyed me enough to do something about it. I guess I could probably put a O-ring around here, or even just a rubber band that may stop it. The second little inconvenience is when you pack in the awning, there is a little pin where you secure all the 4 poles, but that pin is actually too short to really fit the eyelets for all 4 poles over it. So I wish that pin was a little bit longer and then actually could be closed via the little latch on top. Let me also give you a little rundown of the features of the SupaPeg awning here. So if it's really raining, you can tie that down, which is a very good addition to it, especially if you have heavy rain. That really prevents any pooling. That's all plastic, but that also means you can actually easily replace them. I like these PVC webbing here, which protects the canvas from rubbing through, so very good. The poles fold in underneath here, so that is all a very good little feature. It doesn't always hold as tight as it could, so sometimes they come out here when you unpack it, but that's no big deal. This is a pretty nifty idea here. I like that. On my Foxwing, that ripped out. These here, that won't rip out. Very well done. And again, I like this webbing, and I in particular like these straps. I just wish it would come with a few more. The Velcro here is fine. I actually like that it's Velcro because I can tuck it up. Otherwise, if you let it down, it constantly gets caught here in the door, which is annoying. That's just dirt here, still a bit wet, so there's no mold really on it, which is good. That is just from leaves and so on. The awning's low profile mounting has proven practical, though it's taken its share of hits from branches and brush over the years. Despite constant UV exposure and trail abuse, the cover shows only cosmetic wear, no cuts or serious damage after 5 years. So after nearly 5 years of use across some pretty extreme conditions, from desert to alpine regions, I can confidently say that this awning has exceeded expectations in every way that matters. Durability, ease of use, practicality during setup and pack downs. If you are looking for an awning that's lightweight yet durable enough for serious touring and doesn't require constant babysitting during bad weather, this one should definitely be on your shortlist. I definitely recommend it and will continue using it. With 2 days of stationary camping and multiple devices to charge, I deployed my trusty Redarc 150 watt solar blanket. It was expensive, but still performing well after 7 years. The new Redarc Alpha 50 DC-DC charger with its built-in MPPT finally lets me monitor actual solar input. A welcome upgrade from the previous model. Peppered smoked trout fillet.
I think you tasted pepper a bit more than
The lemon.
the lemon on the other one we had.
Very nice.
It's good. I think I prefer the other one actually.
Yesterday we tried the lemon, bush lemon. And the guy there said that 9 out of 10 buy the bush lemon. But I like the pepper here as well. That's one of the March flies. Here it is. She was feeding nicely. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the last swim. The whole day we've done pretty much sweet or nothing, which is beautiful, and I don't do it too often. That would be my, I don't know, 5th swim at least. Because it was a pretty hot day actually. We had 35 degrees or so at least. Yeah, it's just a stunning place. Not a single soul on the whole campground. It's only 2 of us. Bastian is fishing. And yeah, tomorrow morning we continue on. I think probably somewhere to the Styx River. See how that is. I think I never really showed them off, my Lazer utility lights. I don't use them that often, but have a look how much light they bring. And you probably don't see, but it's yellow. So very bright. And yeah, if I set up camp and so on at night, they come in very handy. Coming up from Hall's Peak to unexplored tracks, where one nearly turns into a 4 o'clock track, before discovering another perfect camp spot along the Styx. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please keep in mind, this is a self-funded channel, So I would greatly appreciate if you could help me out by sharing, liking and subscribing. And if you can, please consider head over to Patreon or buy me a coffee. And with the equivalent of a cup of coffee or two per month, you can really help me making these videos. Thanks a lot for watching and see you along the tracks.